Hey, what is up, lovelies? It's Lynn, the Gacha Goblin, and today we're going to be watching The Male Character Situation is Sad by Saint Tontas. Saint Tontas. So, this is a gaming channel that I happened to stumble upon. This was actually recommended to me on my suggested videos, and they cover a lot of different gacha games. Mainly Wuthering Waves right now. I think that's their main game that they play, or perhaps their only game. I'm actually not too sure. They have 84 videos. Is it all just Wuthering Waves? Wow, that's pretty... Oh no, there's ZZZ here. That's pretty amazing. Okay, so I wanted to talk about this video that they released about the male character situation. Now, this is something that I've wanted to talk about on my channel. I just didn't know how to fully approach it, but let's see what this video is, and we'll give our thoughts at the very end. I'll try my best not to continuously pause. Alright, here we go.
Wuthering Waves is a game that seems to be doing everything right. Constant communication from the developers, amazing quality of life updates, and absurd marketing and promotional materials for their most highly anticipated releases. There is no doubt at all that the hype for versions 1.3 and 1.4 are at some of their highest levels yet. And with the recently released teasers and just announced livestream on the Black Shores update, it's clear that Kuro's making some big moves following the filler patch that was version 1.2. There's a lot to look forward to from the release of Shorekeeper all the way to Camellia, along with all of those unique and new 4-star characters in between. However, there's one topic that's been gaining more and more traction across the community, and that's the number, or well, lack of number, of playable male characters in this game. With male-focused games like Love and Deepspace garnering tens of millions of dollars
Hey! Shout out to Love and Deepspace!
sales in recent months, it's clear that the market is there. Unfortunately, the males in Wuthering Waves are not. When you compare this to the number of female releases, you can easily see
My god, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 females. I mean, I got nothing against the females. I mean, they're all beautiful. Honestly, Changli is amazing, like what she looks like, and she is so cute too. Yinlin, I have Yinlin. She's an amazing character, and I really want Camilla. That's how you say her name, right? Camilla. She's so pretty. My god.
disparity. Gender ratios have to be one of the most sensitive areas of discussion across any gacha player base. There are some games that got bullied by their player bases to the point of removing male characters from their development roadmap or completely from the game altogether. When players vote with their wallets and you've cultivated a player base
they uninstalled P2 male module has been uninstalled? P2 male avatar cannot be selected. You can't even play as a guy in the game? In Honkai Impact? You can only be a female? That is so tragic. Because I always play a guy in my games. It's just an additional nice guy voice that I get to listen to. So that is... I had no idea that that was a thing.
acts irrationally, that can lead to some disastrous results, as we saw with Honkai Impact 3rd. Kuro Games, fortunately enough, is a developer that we know actively listens to player feedback, and when they do, they implement reasonable systems that make the game better as a whole. Unfortunately though, the road to more playable male characters is filled with obstacles ranging from development and story roadmaps, all the way to the actual doxing of
It gets you lit. Oh my god, guys, I really want that guy. Okay, anyway. Employees within Kuro have suffered attacks that revealed their private identity information. Although some illegal personnel have been arrested, there are still many such extreme male players in China. Male players. They've been doxing Kuro games? Oh, wow.
players and developers. It's a situation that'll take a bit of time to fix. Today we'll be
God, it's
diving
so
into
hot.
why this is the case, breaking down how Wuthering Waves' roster has developed into 1.4, why we shouldn't expect too many male characters for at least the next few versions, and how some obstacles created by the most deranged part of the player base.
There are extremist male players in China. They crazily want the developers to release female characters and would harass the developers and male and female players if they release male characters. Why would you go after the players? That is so mean.
Base might have contributed to this overall situation. As always, if you're enjoying this content, please hit that like and subscribe button. With drip
I'll do that
marketing
for you,
until
buddy.
version 1.4 officially confirmed, we know that Shorekeeper, Yoo-Hoo, Camellia, and Lumi will be joining the cast. When you factor in every single new character added to the game since 1.0, that brings up the grand total when it comes to genders at 7 females and 1 male. That one male character was also completely free. That's quite a difference. When you also realize that we're still in the middle of version 1.2 and these are the confirmed characters for the next few months, there isn't a particularly huge amount to look forward to if a gender plays a role in your polling decision.
Oh my gosh. You know, just when I think that I won't get any of these, I get them. But you know, it's a perfect opportunity to tell you that I completely 100% agree. I mean, it's a little bit ridiculous that all of the limited characters right now are all females, and we're not getting any males at all. So, oops. Okay, and continue.
That Kuro simply doesn't care about female players or those who want to play men. People have been requesting extremely popular characters like Geshu Lin and Scar for months, and taking one look at Camellia's drip marketing on social media is only further confirmation of that. However, it isn't that simple. Kuro Games is a developer that cares about their limited characters' integration into the story and understands how that impacts their revenue. That's why characters like Shorekeeper and Camellia, released several months after the launch of the game, were featured prominently in the version 1.0 launch trailer. You can see
Makes sense.
Shorekeeper's butterflies everywhere. And remember, this was at the launch of the game in late May. Out of all the limited characters we've seen released, Jeja is the only one who wasn't featured in this launch trailer, and she'll likely be our lowest revenue banner for the foreseeable future. Every other character, including Shang Li Yao, was hinted at very early on in the game's lifecycle. What we need to understand as players is that developing these characters likely takes a significant amount of time. There is an incredible amount of care and polish put into every single one of Wuthering Waves' characters.
That being said, I actually do appreciate all of the time that they put into building the character in the story and then releasing the character, because it's like the same thing with Honkai Star Rail. They're releasing that character Rappa and nobody knows who Rappa is. The same thing happened with, I think, Boot Hill. Like, they released Boot Hill but nobody knew who Boot Hill was yet. Like, I think building the hype in the story is definitely the way to go. So where is Geshu Lin and Scar? Like, the hype has already been built. We just need them to be released now, please. Because isn't Geshu Lin's story mainly linked to Jinyan's story? So how come we don't have Geshu Lin already? Alright, guys, that's just my 2 cents on the matter.
With unique animations on every attack, be it basic, heavy, or plunge, bundled with even more supplementary animations like intro skills or their unique Conbean animations. To put it simply, there's a lot more work put into a Wuthering Waves character than characters you might find in other gacha games like Genshin Impact or Honkai Star Rail.
Genshin Impact, I see that. But Honkai Star Rail, I feel like Honkai Star Rail has story, you know, it has better story than Genshin, I will say. Is it better than Wuthering Waves is the question. I don't know. I don't know for sure. I can't really say, because I've been so invested in HSR for such a long time now, and I'm still, you know, dipping my toes into Wuthering Waves. It is an intriguing story. I liked where it went. But I don't know if to say that the character Wuthering Waves does a better job at introducing characters through the story. Huh.
Blending together amazing aesthetic design, satisfying combat feel, and unique animations for every single character means that Kuro might have to start work on them a lot earlier. Characters teased in version 1.0 still aren't here yet, and a huge portion of that is likely due to their involvement far later in the story, like with Fraxidus. Releasing limited male characters with low story preparation or involvement can be a risky move, and we've seen what happens in games like Honkai Star Rail and characters like...
Okay, granted, I did not know, I wasn't playing HSR yet when Argenti was released, and to be honest, I don't really like Argenti, so that might be a hot topic, but interesting.
Argenti. With knowledge that Jian didn't have the highest sales, especially compared to Yinlin, and the historically low performance of male characters in Punishing Grey Raven, this was likely a big reason for why Shang Li Yao was given out for free.
But
for characters like Geshu Lin and Scar, the hype is undeniable.
he's such a beautiful man. He is such a sad, beautiful man. No, but Jin Yan's release was at launch of a game, and the launch of this game was very buggy, so I wouldn't be surprised that people weren't pulling on his banner because they weren't sure how Wuthering Waves was gonna play out anyway. So I feel like that kind of contributes to, I guess, his poor pull rate, but I think that just makes sense. Oh my god, Geshu Lin looks amazing! Okay.
Undeniably real, but with the next two patches focused on the Black Shores and its development, it's understandable that it isn't their time yet. Remember that Kuro was cooking the releases of Shorekeeper and Camellia since the launch of the game, and that just means they're going for a slower burn with Scar and Geshu Lin. The story and development roadmap is one of the biggest factors in play here when it comes to the delayed release of male characters, but there is another potential obstacle in play, and that's the deranged parts of the Wuthering Waves community. Every community has its share of bad apples, and according to some personal accounts from CN players shared by the Twitter user Nito, the CN community might have some problems when it comes to male characters. These problems are extensive, ranging from public bad-mouthing of female players and male characters on public channels, abuse of specific characters from PGR like Chrome and Lee, as well as actual doxing of male character supporters, leading to the reveal of their personal information and harassment that extended into their offline lives as well. These deranged individuals even went so far as to dox Kuro employees themselves, likely the ones who were contributing to the release of male characters, and while we have to keep in mind that these are all just the words of a single Twitter user, it's hard not to believe these accounts at all when we factor in the ridiculous situations CN Gacha gaming communities have gotten themselves into.
Wait, but how were they able to dox these users who are affiliated to the release of male characters? Does that mean that somebody inside Girl has been helping the doxers? You know what I mean? Like, how did they know out of like a huge company of workers that these specific group of people are the ones responsible for releasing male characters? That's completely unhinged.
Things like the Dewey Bunny Girl incident, the Scaramouche Cat incident, or like I mentioned before, the Delete All Males from Honkai Impact 3 incident. This absurd behavior was happening prior to Wuwa's release, and if true, likely contributed a huge amount to the female-centric development roadmap at this point in the game. When PGR was a game in direct competition with Honkai Impact 3rd, and Kuro got to see firsthand what happened in that game, it's clear that having more females was a safer way to launch Wuthering Waves. However, with the success of Love in Deepspace and the vocal outcry for more males in the community, this is something we're likely going to see change.
Love in Deepspace! Shout out again. How many people have watched this video? 24,000 people have heard the name Love in Deepspace twice.
There are a lot of factors that have led to the current state of male characters, but they're all related to one idea: the devs implementing what they think players want. However, the audience for Wuthering Waves is much larger and diverse than that of PGR, and it might be time to shift that development accordingly. As always, if you enjoyed this content, please hit that like and subscribe button. Peace out.
Excellent video. I really enjoyed that video. That was great. But I definitely see like the downfalls of having male characters released. Even though I am a strong advocate for them, I definitely see why some developers stay away from releasing male characters, especially when the CN community docks like workers and put people's well-beings in danger. It's really sad to see that kind of actions being played out there. It's also, I don't know, is misogynistic the right term for that? But also doxing female players, like what did the female players do to you specifically? You know what I mean? Like that is so crazy. That is so crazy. And I really hope that Wuthering Waves doesn't fall down that like rabbit hole, because I really do love this game and I really would enjoy more male characters, because their designs in this game is so unique. It's so manly compared to other gacha games. You know what I mean? Like compare Jinyan, compare Geshu to somebody like Zhongli. You know, the design is just so much better. There's more details put into it. If they had like accentuated the graphics better in Genshin Impact, I think that it would be probably on par, because power level wise, the characters I think are pretty strong themselves. I'm not talking about like their kits, I'm just talking about their designs. But yeah, they have very unique designs in Wuthering Waves, and I would really love to see more male characters from them. But I guess we're just gonna have to see. We're gonna have to wait until 1.5, I guess. This is so tragic. But yeah, if you like this video, please leave a like down below. And if you want to see more from me and want to join the Goblin family, hit that subscribe button. Thank you again so much for watching. My name is Lynn the Gacha Goblin, and I will see you lovelies and wavers in the next video. Bye bye now.